You may be familiar with the Criterion Closet picks. Well, today we're going to be looking at a far more exclusive, far less renowned collection of films. That's right, we're looking at Eric's Closet picks. I got books of movies. I am an intellectual after all. And they're alphabetized. Ladies, I'm sorry. All your panties just dropped. I'm sorry. It happens. If we're talking movies, which we are, and if we're talking my personal favorite movies, which we also are, please keep up. It's not that hard. I gotta start with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is my favorite movie of all time. If I'm depressed within the first scene, I'm in a better mood. If I'm already in a good mood and I'm watching this movie, I'm in an even better one. It's amazing, and it's really funny watching this movie now because Ed Rooney, the antagonist, spent his whole day chasing around a minor, and in real life he was doing the same thing. Your Honor, esteemed jury, other people in the court, my client is simply a method actor, and when he went into the transformative role of Ed Rooney, Dean Edward Rooney, he simply, far be it from me, life started imitating art. Is that a crime? Junebug, totally underrated. Totally underrated. I'm so glad that when Amy Adams, like a year or whatever ago, did that, like, actor looks back at their career thing, she mentioned this movie because, oh, it's so good. It's so beautiful. It's funny. It's sad. It's dark. It's a great comedy. The two main characters that we start off with almost become secondary characters once Amy Adams and Ben McKenzie come in. They're not completely irrelevant by any means, but the movie then becomes about them. And also, like, the two first characters we meet, their interactions and relationships with these people. A scene that really just encapsulates the whole movie is when it's Amy Adams's baby shower, and she loves meerkats, all right? They say that earlier in the movie. Ben McKenzie sees a nature documentary about meerkats on, and he tries to record it on a VHS, VCR, blah. I know movies, so he tries to record it for Amy Adams, but he can't figure it out, and then he starts yelling at her, and it's just like this beautiful moment that's their relationship. And also, it's interesting because Amy Adams wants to impress the main chick, her. So we're not actually sure, like, does she actually like meerkats, or does Ben McKenzie's character, and she just says that she likes them, like, for him to like her more. It's very interesting if you think about it in that way, or if you take it at face value of he's trying to do a nice thing for her, and his own shortcomings and his temper, like, ruin what could have been a nice moment. The weird thing about Junebug is the writer and the director did, like, nothing afterwards. It was made for $1 million. It made $3 million in the box office. Hey, that's pretty good, you know? And it makes me wonder, like, did something happen? Like, are they blacklisted? Because, I mean, for 2002 or whatever, 3 times your budget, I mean, that's pretty good. It wasn't like a smash hit. I don't think it's like a cult classic film. But, like, what? One movie does pretty well and you're done? Like, what? All right, La La Land. I love this movie. This movie holds a special place in my heart, mainly because I can't watch it anymore because of an ex-girlfriend. So it does hold a weird place in my heart where I'm like, love this movie, I don't want to see it. Another movie like that is We Broke Up with Aya Cash, which is, oh my god, dude, that movie made me sob. Like, my roommate at the time wasn't at the apartment, and I'm so glad, because I wept. And again, great movie, probably won't watch it again, mainly because of that. It hits hard, for me. Maybe it will for you. Putney Swope, another one of my favorites. Robert Downey Sr. This is a wonderful snapshot into American 60s and I think into the 70s, like hippie, underground counterculture. It's a movie about a ad agency. So you have critiques on capitalism, advertising, America, politics, race. And it's fantastic. It's a wonderful satire that is covering so many things and is also like so in your face about it. Like there is no subtlety at all, but it's done so well. Honestly, this whole page right here are some greats. Scent of a Woman, my favorite Thanksgiving movie. One of my favorite Al Pacino movies. It has some of his best lines. Silver Linings Playbook. Again, I know the director is a piece of shit. I really like this one. I really like American Hustle. Okay, it's a weird feel-good movie for me as well. Sick of Myself is the film. The director did this a year before Dream Scenario with Nick Cage, and it has very similar themes, but like complete opposite, where Nick Cage kind of was thrown into fame and he likes it, but he's like, oh no, I don't like all this attention, little old me. The people in Sick of Myself actively pursue fame with like this intense hunger where they will do whatever and anything to get that fame, and they end up doing some really horrible stuff. So if you like Dream Scenario, this is very similar thematically. Want to talk Swordfish real quick. Just, if you've seen it, Hugh Jackman getting a blowjob, gun to his head, hacking, that's it. Got a couple movies here that I have not added into the books yet. Real quick, Prospect. Very different Pedro Pascal movie. He's like a dad and everything now. He is not a dad in this, all right? Let's just say that. Probably real low budget. However, great use of like making everything seem very real and lived in with the props and the sets and the costumes. Very interesting, very slow, but interesting. I saw this movie called Boy Kills World a little bit ago. Also super small budget. Great use of like putting that into the sets, the costumes, everything to make the world feel real. That is a action movie, and this was more interesting. This is like a slow burn kind of Western, I guess. That movie, Boy Kills World, is so boring. It's so vapid, where like almost every single fight scene has that like one shot where it goes through the entire set. And I think they do that multiple times in one. It's so boring. And it makes the last fight, which is very stripped down, and the camera, I think, is on a tripod for a lot of it, and there's no music. It makes that last fight stand out, but only because at that point you were like, this is so boring, it's just washing over me. And not funny. There was like one funny joke with a cheese grater. And one interesting fight also with the cheese grater. Hell Comes to Frogtown. I think somebody was walking out of Mad Max and said, you know, there weren't enough sexy frogs. And then the guy next to him that he went to see the movie with was like, what do you mean sexy frogs? I actually don't like this a lot. I have it, but I think this is more of a movie you watch with friends. So there are a couple movies that fall into this cartoon come to life genre that I want to talk about. First one is Tammy and the T-Rex. Incredible movie. I thought that when the Paul Walker, his brain gets hooked up to the animatronic T-Rex, I thought he would be able to talk, like speak English. I'm so glad he can, and he just roars. Denise Richards, oh my God, Denise Richards. Our thoughts and prayers go out for you, but My God, you killed it in this. Hundreds of Beavers, very much a Looney Tunes movie brought to life. It has the premise of a Looney Tunes short. It's fantastic. I thought it was just a guy in the woods and people were wearing beaver costumes, but there's so much like green screen and animation and things like that where they make it more and more of a cartoon where, you know, a guy throws a snowball really hard and, you know, he's like doing the wind up and he throws it with all his might and it just kind of goes bloop. It just like falls right in front of him. Really interesting ways of like icicles fall and, you know, perfectly like encage him. Really cool stuff like that. Very fun. Took a while to actually get to the titular hundreds of beavers. For a long time, he's really just killing rabbits and stuff like that. But the last like third, when he really is like doing the hundreds of beavers kind of storyline, that's when I think it was the best. And I was laughing out loud, actually, like a lunatic, alone in my apartment at like 2 p.m. on a Saturday, just enjoying the hell out of this movie. Very good. The Art of Self-Defense I haven't seen in a while, but I was thinking about it recently. I was telling a friend about the movie Duel, which the director also did. I like the premise of Duel, but I think I like The Art of Self-Defense more as a whole, if that makes sense. It is also the most Jesse Eisenberg role he has ever done. Like, it's a parody of the type of character he plays. The End of the Tour was a very informative movie for me. I saw it actually at a film festival, the only one I've been to. And the only reason I went to see it was because it was Jesse Eisenberg and Jason Segel in a movie. And that's where I learned about David Foster Wallace. And I was completely enamored and like taken aback by it that the next day I went to the bookstore and got a supposedly fun thing I'll never do again. This movie just really opened the door for me in like the world of books and literature and writing. They Came Together, another just mwah, perfect fucking movie. That's another one I think, regardless of the mood, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna have a good time, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna just be in a good mood. Total cartoon come to life, Drop Dead Fred. I wish I'd seen this movie earlier. I just saw it this past year. What a funny movie and like weird, bizarre. It's like if somebody watched Beetlejuice and was like, yeah, but none of that Tim Burton shit. Like, I don't like any of that. That's kind of Drop Dead Fred if I could parallel it to something else. Really great. I feel like both David Tennant and Michael Shannon would be a good Drop Dead Fred if they ever remake this movie. I hope they don't. It's good. Just leave it as it is. I'm not sure why after Star Wars Carrie Fisher was in like supporting roles as like the friend, but she is that character in this and in When Harry Met Sally. And it's like, dude, it's Princess Leia. Like, why isn't she not in starring roles? I don't know, but like, she's great in it. Don't get me wrong. All right, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed my movie recommendations, and let me know what some of your favorite movies are in the comments below. Yeah, I'll see you next time. All right, guys, new videos this year every month. YouTube shorts throughout the month, original shorts, clips from old videos. Follow me on Instagram.